Body of the Lord, an essential subject from Vinipedia. The Lord is conscious of all of his previous appearances and disappearances, but a common living entity forgets everything about his past body as soon as he gets another body. He is the Lord of all living entities because he performs wonderful and superhuman activities while he is on this earth. Therefore, the Lord is always the same absolute truth and is without differentiation between his form and self, or between his quality and body. Srila Prabhupada's books, lectures, conversations and letters offer a comprehensive presentation of this essential subject as seen in the Vinikotes Body of the Lord category. An introduction from his books is given below in the following 11 quotes. Quotes from Srila Prabhupada's books. A pure devotee of Kaya who loves him exclusively will flatly refuse to accept any sort of liberation, beginning from merging with the body of the Lord and extending to the other varieties of liberation, such as equality of form, opulence or abode and the opulence of living near the Lord. Chaitanya Charitamrita, DLL 4.204. His chest was marked with a golden line, and the nipples on his chest appeared like the whorls of lotus flowers. His eyes appeared to spread like the petals of a lotus, and his smiling face exhibited the symbol of eternal peace and prosperity. He wore glittering shark-shaped earrings, and his helmet was bedecked with valuable jewels. The Lord's necklace of pearls and the bangles and bracelets nicely situated on his body all shone with a transcendental beauty. The Kaustubha jewel hanging on his chest glittered with great luster, and the Lord wore a beautiful flower garland. Kaya Book, Chapter 73, The Color of the Personality of Godhead Ka is described here as Enlat Paladala, meaning that it is like that of a lotus flower with petals tinted blue and white. People always ask why Kaya is blue. The color of the Lord has not been imagined by an artist. It is described in authoritative scripture. In the Brahma Sahit also, the color of Kaya's body is compared to that of a bluish cloud. The color of the Lord is not poetical imagination. Armad Bh Gavatam 3.28. 13. The ideal yog concentrates his attention on Kaya who is called Vaimasundara, who is as beautifully colored as a cloud, whose lotus-like face is as effulgent as the sun, whose dress is brilliant with jewels and whose body is flower garlanded. Illuminating all sides is his gorgeous luster, which is called the Brahma Jyotir. He incarnates in different forms such as Arma and Siha, Varha and Ka, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhagavad Gita 6.47. The Lord's body is blackish, but is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge, and very, very beautiful. His eyes are always peaceful, and they are reddish like the rising morning sun. I could immediately recognize him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead by his four hands, different symbolic representations, and yellow silk garments. Armad Bh Gavatam 3.4. 7. Naturally, when Dhruva Maharya personally saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face, he was very much agitated in awe and respect, and it appeared as if he were drinking the entire body of the Lord with his eyes. The devotee's love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead is so intense that he wants to kiss the lotus feet of the Lord constantly, and he wants to touch the tips of the toes of the Lord and constantly embrace his lotus feet. Armad Bh Gavatam 4.9. 3. Actually my body does not have a fair complexion. It only appears so because it has touched the body of Armat Rdhr. However, she does not touch anyone but the son of Nanda Maharya. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya LL 8.287. The Supreme Lord has a body with form, but that body is not composed of material elements. It is made of spiritual bliss, eternity and living force. By the inconceivable energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord can appear before us in his original spiritual body, but because we have no experience of the spiritual body, we are sometimes bewildered and see the form of the Lord as material. Armad Bh Gavatam 5.5. 19. The Lord is further described as having the mark of Arvatsa, or the sitting place of the goddess of fortune, and his bodily hue is deep bluish. The Lord is a person, he wears a garland of flowers, and he is eternally manifest with four hands, which hold, beginning from the lower left hand, a conch shell, wheel, club and lotus flower. Armad Bh Gavatam 4.8. 47. When one differentiates between the body and the soul of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he immediately becomes an offender. Because the living entities in the material world are generally covered by material bodies, the body and the soul of an ordinary human being cannot be identical. The Supreme Lord bestows the fruits of one's activities, for he is the Lord of the results of fruitive action. He is also the cause of all causes, and he is the master of the material energy. Kaitanya Karatam Ta, Antya LL 5.121. The entire body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, is decorated. He wears a valuable jeweled helmet, necklaces and bracelets. His neck is adorned with the Kaustubha jewel, and he is dressed in yellow silk garments. Armad Bh Gavatam 4.8. 48.